Which one is this? Just found I'm just gonna put them here. I'm using Prismacolor. Today we are going to demonstrate shading inside the Afro May coloring book. I'll show you the cover real quick. Voila. This is Dee Dee from Dexter's Laboratory. So these hash marks here, I'll zoom in. These hash marks here are also your shading marks. So this is where the light source is coming from, right? So all of our darker areas are going to hit alongside here and a little bit here because this leg is in the front. So let's dive in. Let's do the skin first. Above the perforated edge, you can use to test your colors if you would like. That's Mocha. Some of my markers are dried out, so I just want to test them a little bit, and I don't want to give her a weird hue. I like this one. We're gonna shade her in, and right now you're just putting a base down. And the way I like to color, I like to give an outline, and then I go inside and I fill it up. My mom taught me this trick when I was little, and bam, it's very helpful now. And if you go outside the lines a little bit like I did here, do not go crazy. This is just your time. We're here to relax, unwind, learn a new skill. The reason why she doesn't have a foot is because at this time when I was doing fashion illustration, I was really into this abstract finish. So literally yes, the girl is here. So now we're gonna go up her arm, and this part here is the back of her thigh, so we want to fill that in as well. Don't get confused, the little skirt tip. Go up, under the hair, body. We're gonna fill that in. The neck, and don't forget her little shoulder here. And I'm just gonna fill in her whole face. I covered her earring, but that's okay, we can go over it. I like to go over the lips because that's just my thing. I don't mind it. I feel it gives it a little bit of depth and blends better with my coloring tricks. Okay, so now we have the skin. I'm gonna lean in so you can see her. I kind of want my camera to be here. Bam, that's much better, right? Okay, cool. So now we're going to take a brown color pencil. I'm going to use this Prismacolor brown. It's actually called it's a dark brown. There you go, dark brown. And like we said, the light source is coming here. So we're going to take anything that's on our left side and put the dark shading there. So like under the neck, you want to have that shadow. You want to give some around the shoulder, because remember her hair is sitting on top of the shoulder, so there becomes some depth there. And then we want to come down the arm and also underneath this little piece of her dress, because the light is coming this way, so that it's like a layer on top, so there's some depth underneath, just a little bit, not too much. And then we're gonna follow the shading marks here under the dress, because the dress is floating up. And we're gonna add just a little bit here. And you want to press very lightly. If you're holding your pencil like I am and it's very hard, turn your pencil and use your pointer finger and your thumb, and you kind of cradle it with your middle finger. But if you hold your pencil like this, you don't have as much control and you have less of a tight grip. It's more comfortable, if you ask me. Here we are going around and down. because this is, again, remember? And we can also go back where we first started shading and add in some lightness, because we just don't go from light to dark, we have the gradient. And this is just one way. There's ways to make this have more of a glow by using a brighter color. And I will put in some highlight because, you know, the skin sparkles in the sun. We have to go back up here and put shadow under the hair that's over her face. And I'm actually going to color this whole part of her face in dark. Under the eyebrow just a little bit. In the ear just a little bit. So your pressure is really heavy in the most deepest, and then you lighten up. But you should really go from light to dark, so working in, because it's easier to go from light to dark versus dark to light. You can't really undo, you know? Steps in there. Giving it that fade look, right? Not so harsh. Yeah. And then again, here underneath the ribbon, same thing. Very light and dark when it's next to what is creating the shadow. And light. But again, darker on the left side because there's no light on that side of the body. And this is just a quick way to elevate your coloring skills. So you all can thank Erica for this one. Shout out to Erica. There you have that. A little bit of a red in the middle. And then I'm gonna go on the outside. All right, see how that just blends nicely? And we're going to highlight where the sun is hitting. And you can always go in with some whites as well. I feel like I didn't pick the best color here, but so I'm just gonna turn this into a blush, and I'm just gonna go get my white because I don't really like that. That's how I make it shine a little bit. Spots of light. So now I'm going to take this dark Prismacolor and we're going to shade in her hair. You ask what this hairstyle is, I put little locks on the outside. Yes, I'm outlining the whole fro because for me, it's easier that way. It's like the tortoise in the hare. Slow and steady instead of fast and messy. And also, when you're just doing one line at a time, instead of going back and forth, you're using less ink because you're not, you know, kind of going over that same line. But that's just me. So if that's how you color, that's how you do it. But I'm just teaching you things that I do. No shame in my game. No shame in your game, honey. I'm just gonna get this dark brown again. And let's say you don't have a darker color pencil for this. I'm using the same dark brown, right? Dark brown color pencil, excuse me, let me rephrase it. To do my shadow work. Shadow work, goodness, that's not what I meant. To do the shadow here. And I'm gonna bring it up and around because technically it's up in here too. You can go back over this with that same brown to give it some depth. And FYI, test out the techniques on a separate piece of paper before you put it on your illustration. They also have Prismacolor blending markers as well. Right? And then I'm going to do the same thing with the highlight here. I'm going to get the white. Oh, she looks like Betty Rubble right now. Let's go. Is it Betty? Velma. Oh my goodness. We might have to leave her like this. This is so cute. I have two characters in one. Wow. She is definitely giving a Velma vibe. This is the Flintstones. We're going to highlight, do the same thing here. And here I just like to kind of go with the crinkle of the hair. So we get that little shine in there. Bam. And because I kind of want her to be in this bedrock energy, excuse me, I'm going to just keep her earrings white. So this is Dee Dee transformed into Velma. I hope you can see the shading here. You know, I messed up on her blush, but you know, we can fix that with a marker. Let's see if we can actually do that now. Go over everything with the blend. Just my little trick of the trade. And FYI, the white will act like a batiking, where that means that it's going to block the marker from hitting the surface underneath the white, which is pretty cool. So this is definitely giving her more color, more life. She doesn't seem so dull. The colors are blending and my marker is freaking running out, but we only need a little bit. We can make it. We can make it. She has like a red undertone now. We're almost there. All we need is this. Yes, God. Yes. Okay. There we go. Now she has an undertone. Yes, she looks good. All right. That was very relaxing. I hope this was relaxing for you. If this was relaxing, drop an emoji of meditation or a little spiral in the comments. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you learned something. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like. Be sure to follow for more great things and join the Patreon for more exclusive content. All right. Bye.